Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make tamales, and I'm going to be making the masa from scratch because I couldn't find it at this little store. It's a little Mexican store that I like to buy it from, but I couldn't find any. So I said, you know what, I'm just going to buy the Maseca and I'm going to prepare it myself. So according to the package instructions, this is what we need. We're going to need some manteca, which is the lard, some baking powder, some salt, and some water, and we need 3 cups of warm water. That is for the masa. Now for the chile, which is going to be the sauce, we need some Chile California. This package is 2.5 ounces. I'm also going to be using some hojas, which is the corn husks, and here the main ingredient is going to be the pork, and I'm using pork shoulder roast. I used 3 pounds. I did clean it up, and I will show you in a little bit how much of the lard I took off. I don't like my tamales to have a lot of the gristle, so I did take off quite a bit. I'm also going to be using a little bit of olive oil just in case this is too dry. We're going to be frying it, and that's going to be it. So I will tell you the exact measurements once we start. So let's go ahead and begin. We will begin by cleaning out our chiles. And I'm going to begin with this step because we need the chiles to soak up, okay? So I'm going to get rid of the tail. This is the fastest way to clean them out, okay? Then you're going to kind of like squeeze a little bit, and don't do it too hard because then it'll break like here, but that's okay even if it breaks, okay? So, and then we're going to put it in the blender. Oops. So here are our chiles. Now I'm going to be adding hot water, and we're going to let them soak while we prepare the rest of the stuff. The amount of hot water that I added to my blender is 5 cups. Now we're going to let it sit. Next, I'm going to start cooking my meat. This is the lard that I removed from it. It's quite a bit. And I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of salt. This is going to be to your liking. But you can always taste and see if it needs more, then just go ahead and add it. I'm also going to be adding the 3 cloves of garlic. And then I'm going to place the lid and let it cook. Next, I'm going to soak up my hojas, which are my corn husks. And I'm going to open up the packet. And in hot water, I am going to be soaking these, okay? So I used one of my old pots, and all I'm doing is placing it inside the pot just like this. So I'm not even gonna separate them because you can break them since they're dry. So go ahead and soak them and push them down, okay? There you can see. Okay, so these can soak up to 30 minutes, an hour. It doesn't really matter. As long as you leave them, the hot water is really gonna help to soften these up. I'm gonna check up on the meat. And this is how the meat should look. I did not add any water. I just added the salt and the garlic cloves. And you can see here, these are going to dissolve, so I'm not even worried about taking them out. And this is how the meat should look. It should be cooking up in its own juice. And it's looking good. Now we're going to cover it, and that's going to dry up and start frying. Now I'm going to be preparing the masa. So I'm going to be placing 2 cups of the lard in a bowl, and I'm going to place it in the microwave just so it could liquefy. I'm going to start placing the 4 cups of masa into the bowl. Next, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of baking powder and 1.5 teaspoons of salt. And I'm going to mix, just very low. Then I'm going to add the lard, which is the manteca, and I did melt my manteca in the microwave so it could liquefy. Okay, now I'm gonna add the lard. So it says to add the lard little by little, so that's what I'm gonna be doing. And at this point, add both. So I'll be adding the lard and the water. Okay, I'm going to stop this to see the consistency. So we're gonna check on the consistency and we'll see how that is. Oh, okay, so this is perfect. This is what you want, the masa. See, it won't stick to your fingers because of the lard, but I love the texture. It's actually pretty nice texture, very soft. And it smells pretty good. Yeah, so I think, yeah, this is really good. I'm actually very excited for this masa. So I'm gonna be adding a little bit of the chili sauce just because I don't like my tamales to be this pale. So, but our masa is ready. So I used 4 cups of the masa flour, and I also used 3 cups exactly of warm water. I used 1 cup of liquefied lard, which I microwaved for 1 minute. And I did 1.5 teaspoons of salt and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. That's all you need. You can do this by hand or you can use the mixer just like I did, but it seems to work out. Okay, so I'm excited. I am now ready to blend the sauce. So I'm gonna be adding the 3 garlic cloves. Then I'm going to add the big pinch of the pepper, the whole pepper. And I'm also going to be adding salt. So I'm going to be adding 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm using half, so that's why it looks like there's 2, but In reality, it's 1 teaspoon. And the salt is going to be to your liking. So just taste it, and whatever you like, just go ahead and add more. Okay, now I'm going to blend. So my sauce is ready, and I'm going to add a little bit of the sauce to the masa. And I want to say about, I don't know, like 2-3 tablespoons. And that's all we need, because we only need a little bit of the color. Then we're going to mix. Okay, and that's all you need. This is looking beautiful, you guys. I'm actually very impressed, because this is the first time that I've been that I've actually done my masa like this. I don't know why I never did it. Maybe because I'm so used to that that place that I was talking about. But the masa actually looks very nice. It smells really good, and I love this orangey color. So I'm excited to prepare these tamales. So our masa's ready. So the meat has been cooking for about 30 minutes. And now it is fried up. I didn't have to add any of the olive oil. And now I'm gonna add the sauce. Have everything ready now. I have my hojas, the corn husks. I also have the masa, and I have the meat. And I'm also going to be using this big plate where I'm going to be placing them as soon as I'm done with them. I did wanted to show you the hojas. Sometimes they come out weird looking like this. There's nothing wrong with them. If you see something like this, then yeah, that's when you want to clean them out. And this one here is a little spotty. I don't think I'm going to be using that one. So the ones that are too ugly, I don't use, but these should work. Okay, I'm going to begin by doing my first tamal, and I'm going to place the corn husk right in the middle of my palm, my hand. Then I'm going to use a regular spoon, the ones you eat with, and you're going to grab that 1 tablespoon. I don't like mine to be really thick. So what I do is that I spread it out very thin. And this recipe calls for 27 tamales, but I actually got 25. So, I mean, it did work. If you want to double up the recipe, you can go ahead and do this. So I'm going to be placing my tamales in the tamale pot, which is the tamale steamer, and let them cook for about 45 minutes to 1 hour. Usually I leave it for about 1 hour, and I leave it at a medium to low heat.
After 1 hour, my tamales are ready to enjoy. So I hope you guys really enjoyed watching this video. Give it a try. It's not hard at all. And please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and happy holidays to everyone. Goodbye.